listening, and we hope you enjoy the show.
Welcome back to School for Startups Radio. Thank you so much for being with us today. I hope you're having a great day and using today to go start a business, go grow a business, do something to take control of your own destiny. I am very excited and honored to introduce you to my first guest today. His name is Donte Watkins, and he is the head guy in charge of something called Second Chance Tutoring. I met him the other night at the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year Awards, where he won the EY Youth Entrepreneurship Award, which is a huge honor. He is a junior or a senior, Donte?
I'm going to be a senior at the new school year.
He's a senior at Tucker High School, and 5 years ago he started a tutoring organization designed to help all of the other kids, or not the other kids, he's really good at it, but help all of the kids who are having problem with math in particular. And he has won all sorts of math awards, and he is an ROTC. Donte, congratulations on what you've done, man. You're really setting yourself apart at a young age. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Don't call me sir, please. You make me feel old, Donte. You call me Jim, all right? You and I are friends, all right? So
right,
Jim.
You,
all right, thanks. I appreciate that. 5 years ago, so you were what, 13, 14 years old? And
13,
what problem did you see around you? What gave you the idea for all this? What problem did you see?
Well, back in 7th grade, my teacher actually offered for me to come in after school to volunteer tutor a few of my peers, that were struggling in the class. And, I figured, well, why not? I mean, I do this every day in class. I help everyone else anyway. Why not come out to school? So I started coming out to school, and I noticed that, as I was tutoring students, she would give me the students who really struggled. And for some reason, as I tutored them, they just got it. Like, it was almost like naturally they just received it. And I couldn't really understand, because I knew this was a good teacher because I learned from her. So I knew she was a good teacher. So I went into almost like a critical thinking theory to consider, like, how come they're getting it when I explain it and they're not getting it when she explains it? And from that, it all started to make sense. Well, I sit in the classroom every day just like these students. So as a student also, I can understand, I can understand those struggles that we go through. I've sat in the classroom and been almost blank-minded, when I get a test or, I know those individual struggles that the students go through, and using that, I'm better able to tutor, and I'm better able to help these students, not to mention the communication level as students. So, and I began, and once I actually got those, you start using those concepts, it just proved itself to be successful. And that's actually what began the Second Chance Tutoring Program.
Unbelievable story. I love it. Hey, can you help me understand a little bit different what you do differently from other people, what these concepts are? Why are you better than the teacher? Is there something special? Is there a secret sauce, Donte?
It absolutely is. Absolutely is. Well, Second Chance Tutoring, we're comprised of all high school tutors. So if you ever come to get tutored by anyone from Second Chance, there'll always be a high school student. And also, so as high school students, we have that special first-hand insight into the classroom that I spoke of. Because, we sit in classes every day and say, I may tutor math. Now, this may be a math tutor. So, that means that math may be their favorite subject, or they're very proficient in mathematics. But, I'm sure there are other classes that they've struggled in before. So using that knowledge of what it's like to struggle and what the actual problem is, we're better able to understand how to tutor. Like, I can better understand that, it's not necessarily that you don't know it. Maybe it's that I need to help you with testing skills, or maybe those study skills that that's really holding you back from reaching your full potential. And also, we're on a better communication level, because I'm a student and you're a student, so we're better able to communicate and speak with each other. I mean, I've had students that struggle and they don't really speak to teachers in the classroom, but as soon as we start tutoring and we start communicating, they actually know the problem. They can openly discuss the problem with me and just let me know. So that's our actual difference as high school tutors. And actually, currently, by statistics, the supplemental education industry is failing. And I believe that's because, well, it's like you have a lot of, maybe a lot of teachers or those who want to be tutors, and it's like, they leave the classroom and get a part-time tutoring job, or maybe they retire. But my question is, if it didn't work the first time, in the classroom with a lot of students, when you taught it the first time, what makes you think really that the second time around, when you repeat the same information, that it's going to work that time?
There's our Twitter quote of the show so far, Donte. Man, that's a powerful line. That is a great, great line. And it makes me think of a story, Donte, if you'll bear with me a second. I took Japanese in college and went to Japan and lived there and got pretty good. I eventually got a master's of Japanese. And my brother, who was 4 years behind me, decided he wanted to learn Japanese too. And the summer before he went off to college, in like 5 hours, I taught him enough tricks that he was able to place into second year Japanese. He couldn't say a word, but grammatically, he knew enough to place into second year. And it was because of the tricks that I taught him. I showed those to my Japanese friends, and they were like, oh, dude, that's the most, don't, stop. Ah! They panicked. It was like Godzilla was attacking or something, So what you're saying makes a lot of sense to me. I love it. And this is just a fantastic story. So over the 5 years, what has happened? Have you gotten outside of one high school yet?
Well, actually, I began right in Henderson Middle School, and I could only really tutor around there, and I moved up to the next middle school that I went to, which was Tucker Middle, and I was in there. But in the last few years, I've actually opened up. I tutor a lot in high school. I'm at a few other high schools across Georgia, all across DeKalb County. Actually, a few schools from another county. I'm actually tutoring students at and actually we've launched our online platform where we can actually, say you're in Illinois and you really need help and somehow you get the information of Second Chance Tutoring. We have an online platform where we can not only see each other face to face, but through the platform, we're able to use graphs and pointers, all of the math tools that we need tutors. So, we've really expanded a lot. And actually, we're building our network, and we're actually looking at possibly, working with them, actually going instead of just, pulling students out of different schools who need the help. We're actually looking at possibly going into maybe a contractual agreement with maybe some of the local counties. Because, it's sad, but it's true, looking at some of the results from the standardized test, be it on the city level, the state level, or some even on the national level, it's truly proven to be a problem with the mathematics system up to date. It's really a struggle right now on our road, and I believe with the Second Chance program, and so far it's actually proven to be true, I believe that we could actually make a difference, and that's the key to it. That's the big thing, making that difference.
I love it, Donte. A few minutes ago, I wrote it down. You said this. You said that you went into a critical thinking period, and you were like 13 at the time. So,
right.
Yeah. Explain that to me, and how did you even know those words existed at 13, much less now that you're 18 and stuff? I'm serious. That's a very advanced thought for a 35-year-old, much less a 13-year-old, Donte.
Right. Well, I've always had a passion for mathematics, and I've always loved math. And it was like just of curiosity. It was like, what is the problem? Like, I really saw a problem, and for something that I'm so passionate about is mathematics. It really like it made me really want to think like, what is going on? How come I can get it and he doesn't get it in the classroom? And being in class, and I would sit there and something, the teacher would teach something, and I would say, okay, well, that's real understandable. And then I see the person next to me in the struggle, it made me really want to know what was that difference, why and how, what was the difference between, what I was getting, he was getting, and how did he get it? And I see teachers struggle to, I must give it, a lot of teachers I found, they really try, and they try, but, some students just don't get it. Now, I really want to know, like, why don't they get it? It was just a serious question that it just came to ponder in my mind. And, as I continued to think, and, I even, went a little, maybe to do a little act around, like, what is your problem? Where are you getting stuck at? And, from there, it just, I started being able to get a much deeper insight into it as I really looked into the situation. And, that's just how I actually finally figured it out. And that's, the second chance tutoring was built upon.
Again, I continue just to love it. How'd you get to be good at math? Were you just born this way, Donte? And how young were you when you realized you were super good at math and that kind of stuff?
I'm really, I've always just loved math and numbers. And, I'm not exactly sure, if it was just that what I think it was, I'm a mathematical logical thinker. I get that on a lot of my personal profile inventory.
You're breaking up, Donte. I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. I get that on a lot of my learning style inventories when I do them. So from there, I think that is what it actually I must give credit where it's due. I came across some amazing math teachers, be it at any of my schools here in Georgia. I had a teacher, I always remember, Miss Mason, back in 5th grade. It was almost funny. I was young, and she would give us homework every night. And I just couldn't understand it, but I really believe that she helped me expand on my skills and really reach my potential. And not only that, as I built up, I went to 6th, and another teacher, actually when I started tutoring in 7th grade, I had Miss Traylon Davis over at Henderson Middle School, right over in the Atlanta area. And she's actually, moved up to assistant principal since then. And she really, really helped me, kind of build on my skills. She matched me where I was, she, instead of just saying, well, you do what everyone else is doing, she said, okay, I believe that you can go a little further. And she actually produced work for me that gave me that extra challenge to build on my skills. And I think with that, it really helped me build. And I have to give credit to I believe it was my teachers challenging me. Even, as I moved up to 8th grade, I had another math teacher, Miss Kennebrew, and she would give me special assignments just to challenge me, and help me. And through all of the challenges, I believe it just really helped me build my math skills.
And I assume your parents, you're a teenager now, so your parents must be the stupidest people on earth.
Oh, absolutely not. My mother is actually, she just graduated not too long ago from Strayer University. She got a master's in business administration. She actually has I believe, associates in psychology and a bachelor's. And my mom has been in college, just for the most part, all of my life. That's another big example, that I received. I've seen her move through college all of my life.
Well, I was sort of teasing you there a little bit, Donte. I met your mother, I don't know if you remember, at the E&Y function the other night, and I loved how protective she was. I came up and started talking to you, and she was like, who are you? She didn't have attitude. She was very polite, but she was very clear that she wanted to know who I was and why I was talking to you, which I really loved, because that's how I would be with my kids. So
That's my mother.
Exactly. Well, that's her job, man, is to take care of you. And it's obvious that she's done an A++ job to have produced you.
Thank you so much. Well,
you're just lucky as all get-outs to have a mother like her. And you certainly reciprocated and given back to her. I can't imagine she's not the proudest mother in the world. So that's so cool.